Have you ever wondered why there are often tasting notes on bags of coffee? And why those tasting notes don't sound really anything like how coffee actually tastes? Well, today we're going to be talking about just that, tasting notes. One of the most common questions that we get asked at events is whether the coffee in the bag is flavored or not. And this is in large part due to a misunderstanding of the purpose and the meanings of those tasting notes. So if you've ever seen those flavor descriptions like chocolate, berry, or almond on your bags of coffee and wondered what they actually mean, then this is the video for you. So, what are tasting notes? In short, tasting notes are the flavors that a roaster identifies while developing the roast profile of a coffee. These flavors are usually aligned with a standardized flavor wheel that categorizes different tastes into unique groups based on a hierarchy of base notes. Common tasting notes that you might see on coffee include chocolate, almond, earthy, berry, apple, praline, and many more. Now you might be wondering, does this mean that the coffee in my cup is flavored to taste like those notes? The answer is absolutely not. Flavored coffee is an entirely different category and will be clearly labeled as such on the bag of coffee itself. Tasting notes in coffee, on the other hand, are similar to tasting notes in other products such as wine. You've probably seen wine experts describe a wine as woody or having a rose-like quality with a velvety finish. These wines, of course, do not have wood or rose added to them to generate those flavors. The taster is simply using a familiar flavor to describe the coffee so that consumers can make an informed buying decision. At Cold Blooded Caffeine, we include tasting notes on all of our retail packaging. Why? Because it helps you, the buyer, know what to expect from that specific coffee. But doesn't all coffee just taste like coffee? Well, if you're talking about commodity coffee, then yes, most of it tastes pretty similar, a generic coffee flavor. This consistency is actually very intentional. Sellers of commodity coffee aim to ensure that every batch tastes the same year-round. Specialty coffee, on the other hand, celebrates the unique nuances of each origin, region, and processing method. Specialty roasters understand the harvest cycles and know that every coffee won't be available year-round. They constantly change their offerings as availability changes, making it essential to include tasting notes to highlight these differences. Take Colombia, for example. Colombia as an origin is known for its wash-processed coffees with a strong milk chocolate base flavor. But within specialty coffee, accent flavors can vary dramatically depending on region. Coffees from central Colombia might have notes of brown sugar, plum, and apple, while coffee from northern Colombia might taste like almond and strawberry. Even within the same country, these regional differences can be significant. Now that we know what tasting notes are and why they matter, let's talk about how to use them. When shopping for coffee, whether online or in store, you might not immediately know if you want a coffee that tastes like strawberry, apricot, or almonds. Start with what you know. Do you prefer a light roast, a medium roast, or a dark roast? Once you have that down, you can then look at the tasting notes to decide what appeals to you. Here are 5 common categories of tasting notes to help you out. Number 1, floral. Think crisp, soft, slightly sweet, and usually acidic. Common notes are rose, jasmine, and chamomile. These flavor notes are typically found in light to medium roast coffees, as the delicate flavors tend to be masked by darker roast coffees. Number 2, sweet. This tasting note includes notes like brown sugar, maple syrup, and honey. As with the floral notes, you often see it in conjunction with light to medium roasts. Number 3, fruity. It's usually a mix of sweetness and acidity with notes like blackberry, raspberry, prune, apricot, and cherry. Fruity tasting notes are used across all roast levels. Number 4, nutty, cocoa. This includes the staple flavors like milk chocolate, dark chocolate, almond, and hazelnut. These notes can be found in coffees from various origins and roast levels. And number 5, roasted. This tasting note category is usually reserved for dark roasts with notes like tobacco, cereal, or smoky. While appealing in dark roasts, it's important to note that these flavors can sometimes indicate defects within specialty coffee. By understanding these categories, you can better understand and predict what a coffee might taste like based on the tasting notes on the packaging. For example, if you see a coffee bag with the tasting notes of honeysuckle, strawberry, and apricot jam, you can probably expect a sweet, floral, and acidic coffee. If you personally prefer a bolder, chocolatey, or nutty flavor in your coffee, you might want to look somewhere else for a different tasting note. In conclusion, tasting notes are not just for show. They're a critical part of the specialty coffee experience. They help to create informed consumers by clearly communicating what the roaster intends to portray about the coffee's flavor profile. This way, you as the consumer can decide if a specific coffee fits your tastes or if you should try something else. Tasting notes also help distinguish specialty coffee from commodity coffee, which, as we mentioned earlier, is designed to be more uniform. Now that you understand tasting notes, you can use this knowledge to enhance your coffee journey. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you never miss an update. Comment below and let us know what your favorite coffee tasting notes are, and we will see you in the next video.